What's up you guys, this is Junior Trader, and in this video let's take a look at AMD stock. So let's do the price action analysis. Let's identify if AMD going to continue higher or is it going to go much lower again. How to trade AMD going into this week. So we'll take a look at all of that as per the price action and the structure, what it's telling us, and how shall we place our trades on this, if any positions, based on intraday or swing, however it needs to be taken. With that, please hit the like and subscribe, and also please note none of this is any financial advice and is only for education purposes. All right, so starting off with what the price action. Oh well, and also guys, I'll take you over the options data as well on AMD, how they are looking like. Okay, so let's start off with the price action first. And so you are already aware about, I talked about how post earnings, when things are gapping down and they're in the structure of the downtrend only, you can expect a follow through day to also go lower. We got that, and then what I started to see was a green candle coming in with the wick at the bottom, thus sort of forming a buying happening here, right? And this was also telling me that this is getting close to the 200 days moving average. This wick buying coming in over here can take AMD for the next day intraday higher. And it was setting up for this rebound already, guys, because post earnings we got one day of the follow through. The next day we got bought back up. We didn't continue lower, right? So this was showing me that a continuation potential rebound is coming. And also if I go back to the hourly interval, this was also for the fact that every time as AMD was trying to dip lower, it wasn't dipping lower enough, and then the next time it finally just made a double bottom here, right? And this was, and then when it got above one of the levels, significant levels of 145, for me that was a sign that we will head higher that coming day on, or the next day intraday, and we got that. You can see we found support at that same significant level, and we shot up where to our next significant level, right? If you need access to my tools, links are in the description below of this video. So now what, right? Now what, you ask, Junior Trader, can it continue higher? Shall we trade it higher? Well, so right, okay, well, first of all, let's take a bigger picture here. The bigger picture is that, guys, we are still though in the downtrend. Okay, lower highs, lower lows. We are just getting into a rebound. Is this rebound in a structural fashion a strong rebound enough? Well, one thing that can be argued is the rebound is coming at 200 days moving average plus this lower low that AMD has made on the daily. It's not that low as well, right, compared to the levels, the differences, right? So if you take that as a low as well, so you can see the distance between the lows is quite high before than right now, which is here. So but that's something we can take this as a rebound, potentially can turn into a long uptrend as well. But for that, we have to go through the phases of intraday rebound first, and intraday rebound has a potential to turn into long-term uptrend, continuation to the upside, back maybe to level by level to the upside for sure. But is the structure showing us that already? Not there yet. We are not there yet. It still just has to be taken as a rebound, and the rebound to the two levels before we break the structure, and that structure break again back to the upside would be at $157 to $158 range. So until then, this needs to be taken just as a rebound. And what are those two levels of the rebounds to watch? One is definitely this 151 already. Why so? Because that's where we are getting this 200 hours moving average as well. Now, the next leg up in this rebound can come all the way if we get above 200 hours moving average, or also the level of 151 this coming day, or Monday, I should say. And you can potentially target anywhere this 20 days moving average to the level of 157. That is still just going to be a rebound. But then if we reject there but find a support here at 151 in the pullback, and we go up and we break 158, structure break to the upside. Whenever it breaks 158, to put it simply, it's a again structure break, and then you can expect this thing to continue higher. We would have some resistance at 50 as well, but I would say that's just going to lead to pullbacks, but then things will still look stronger on AMD. That's what I'm trying to say. But anyways, that's still quite far out. As for near term, there's a potential we can test 20 days moving average first of all, and that will also lead us on the hourly interval above 200 hours moving average. Okay, but that's the play right now. AMD intraday is bullish full on right now. Even any pullback that comes at 20 hours moving average, that is still just a pullback in the uptrend. Right now, I'm not seeing any downward structure on AMD. If that would be, then first it needs to lose this level of around 148 and 84 cents. Let me actually go to my indicator and let me actually do the indicator depth level medium. And yeah, let me actually go high. I'm just seeing the settings. I'm just trying to catch the volatility on this thing. Yeah. So I'm not gonna do much worry, but yeah, you can take this area as well. If we lose 149 and 95 cents, then you can and we have to lose 20 as well, 20 hours moving. Then you can expect a cool off to 147 and 67 cents, but that will just be an intraday cool off, not fully bearish again. Because there's still this neckline and the structure holding. This is just a pullback. If want to trade intraday short, that's a possibility. But then 147 and 77 cents is a zone of pullback, and if we head higher and break 151, it's going to break out of 200 hours moving average as well. Intradays, guys, we're in the uptrend. On the longer picture, in the bigger picture, we are still on the swing downtrend. Unless we break 157, we are not fully yet, at least for Monday and coming days, at least a couple of those. We are not in that long-term hold position, in my opinion. This is more like a day or 2-3 days of plays as these rebounds are coming, and with your stop loss at any of the pullback zones right below that. All right, so that's AMD. So in my opinion, it is looking like it can still squeeze out up and above a little bit, but as I told you, if it loses some other levels, as I just said, then expect some downside, but it has a huge potential to consolidate here around 200 days moving average, just saying. All right, let's take a look at options data, guys, real quick. And what are we seeing is that some of the calls are in the money already. This is the expirations for this coming week. Surprisingly, I'm seeing there are a lot of calls sitting at $200, but I don't think that's a possibility. No, I don't think AMD has any catalyst to even pull that off. $200 calls worthless. I'm not sure why they are there, first of all, to begin with. Those could be, rolled over calls, I think. As for $150 calls, they're already in the money. This $160 call that's where I'm seeing the spike. Let's see the possibility of that. So the thing is that $160 calls, guys, they are above the structural change that AMD has to do. It has to go through 20 days moving average. So it has some huge resistance. So I won't give any too much importance to $160 call, even though they are high, but I don't think that has a high possibility of making money. Let's see 155 spikes that we are seeing. 155 has a likelihood because stock is in that direction, and the way it is right now, I do expect this week it to stay choppy a little bit, but 155 calls are still a little bit promising. So at least where the spike is. I'm just talking about the spikes, guys. Okay, here we go. If you want to be again, like I expect AMD to be a little bit choppy because we are trying to find a support, but at the same time we have this overhead rolling resistances and we're in the downtrend. But then I'm seeing also these bases forming of the pivots at not that huge extensions to the lower low. So I do expect things to continue to be a little bit, at least this week, choppy before it tries to continue in a direction either to the downside or to the upside. And similarly, I see the puts at 145 and 140. 145, that is also not out of question. That's a possibility if as soon as 145 is playable, as soon as the structure, loses 147. Yeah. So we are not there yet. We are not in that structural direction. So it's 50-50. I would even $140 is a little bit far-fetched. No, guys, 140, it has to break 200 days moving average for that, or get very close to that. My opinion with the options, just looking at where the spikes are for the majority of the options traders, where they are holding their expirations options, none of them looks in the benefit of the traders, in my opinion, guys. This one 150, yeah, they're already in the money. They're high spikes as well. We'll see more data will come during the market open as well, because many new traders will try to open their positions. I'll talk about that as well then. But so far, I think the price is going to chop out both sides this coming week. I I don't think there is much that can be done in that direction. I think it can be traded better with the shares than with the options. I think options is gonna mess you up this week, my opinion. Just that. Alright guys, that's it for this video. If you found it helpful, valuable, hit the like, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next videos. Take care guys, bye. And if you need access to my tools, links in the description below. Okay, bye.